right, we have a great guest on with us. I mean, there's a ton of projects on this guy's resume. I don't know how we're going to get through everything in an amount of time. So you may know him mostly from Madam Secretary, rolling through season 4 over on CBS. Also has some cool movies coming up and a TV show that I didn't actually know he was going to be part of. I was so thrilled to find out that I'm getting a chance to interview him and found out that he's going to be part of Titans, which is going to be the latest superhero TV drama, the Teen Titans there. Great cast and stuff like that. But you're going to know that we're going to jump right into Office Uprising, which is a cool spin on the Zombieland versus Office Space. I love that mashup idea. That's interesting. So we're going to talk to Sam Daly. Sam, how are you?
I'm doing great, Brandon. Thanks for having me, brother.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and it's just going to be a lot of fun talking about some of these different things. And you know, when I just read that, I said, well, I got to talk to Sam. You know, what's the deal with Zombieland meets Office Space? Quote, underachiever working at a weapons manufacturing company finds out that his colleagues may have weaponized a new energy drink. It just reeks of just fun. Just that. I'm good.
No, I'm telling you, this movie it's so much fun. You know, when I first read the script, I was laughing out loud so hard that I was like, I need to be a part of this project. Of course, I play this character, Marcus Gant, who's the head of the manufacturing sort of, you know, he's sort of the guy you love to hate. He's sort of the douchey nephew of the owner who tries to run the shop himself, and he's not a good person really, but he says everything he says, even if it's really horrible and mean and just awful, he says it with a really friendly smile, like he's just telling you that, you know, that he loves you with all his heart when he's saying anything but that. So, I mean, we shot it in Birmingham, Alabama. They were, I swear, these stunts that these guys were doing on set, they were flying through walls. They were shooting flamethrowers. They were blowing up pigs. It was. I'd never been a part of a project like that before. So we're really excited for it to come out soon.
You heard Sam. It's off the bucket list. Blowing up pigs project right there. Check. Got that. What a great cast, right? Speak to that a little bit. Just an all-star cast of just some fun stuff and people to be around.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I got to work mostly with Karan Soni, who you probably know best as the cab driver in Deadpool, who is just the best guy. I mean, he's such a sweetheart. He's hilarious. And going in, we had a mutual friend, another great actress named Deborah Baker, who's actually on the show Stan vs. Evil, the IFC show. But we sort of put it together on one of the first days on set, and we became quick friends. And so just being around him, sorry, that was loud. Just being around him was really great. And then, you know, Brenton Thwaites, who you probably know best as the new young heartthrob Orlando Bloom character of the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
He is just a great guy as well. You know, not only is he just devastatingly handsome, but he's also he's a really great actor and really fun to be around, and I really enjoyed working with him. Then, you know, it's got Dane Levy, who you probably know from Don't Breathe, who's wonderful, and also Zach Levi from Chuck and everything else, who, you know, I've actually known him because I played in a basketball league with him for a while, so it's always fun when you get to work with your buddies on a movie or any other project.
Well, bucket list again. He's played basketball with Shazam. We can check that off the list here. He's been playing ball with Shazam. That's pretty awesome, huh?
Brandon, I got a question. It's news to me that I'm going to be on Titans on the CW. I don't know who read that, but if you're breaking news to me, tell me, man. I'll go work on.
Maybe it's just because you're hanging out with Brenton. I thought that's what they were trying to tell me. Maybe I misunderstood, but I know who Brenton is. Everybody, all the girls know. All the girls know. They all know. You're there. You're there. All right. So obviously, you know, just a great cast and just a cool concept of just fun time, guys, and you always have a good laugh. Office Uprising's coming to theaters real soon, and Sam's going to be part of just a really fun project, and you want to be out checking that out and supporting that. So, you know, when we look at this list, there's another great project. You know, you're just a heist drama was how it was spun to me. Cutthroat City. I don't know too much about it. I know RZA's behind the camera. Wesley Snipes is in this. Who else is in this, and what's the deal with this film?
Yeah, this one we just finished shooting at the very end of December, sort of right before Christmas, down in New Orleans. It's a post-Katrina heist thriller. It's about these sort of four down under luck kids from the lower Ninth Ward. It's also known as Cutthroat City. And they sort of can't catch a break, so they decide to go out and rob some casinos to make a quick buck. But, of course, they got to deal with the cops and the gang lords and the drug dealers and pay everyone off, and it all goes crazy. But it's, you know, the RZA is such an amazing director and just human being, really. I was a big fan of his, of course, because of, you know, his affiliation and being the founding member of the Wu-Tang Clan, and he's such an incredible artist. But, you know, he's had his own great acting career since then and has really turned into quite the auteur and director himself. So getting to work with him is great. You know, I also get to work intimately with Eiza Gonzalez, who you might know from, like, she's in From Dusk Till Dawn, the TV show, and she was most recently in Baby Driver, but we sort of play, she's the lead detective, and I'm the cop sidekick, trying to, you know, take down the bad guys, but really help out the kids at the same time. And it's got Wesley Snipes, it's got T.I., it's got Shameik Moore from Dope, it's got Demetrius Shipp Jr., who played Tupac, and the Tupac, it just has this incredible ensemble cast that it was really, you know, actually much like Office Uprising, it's like when you get all these great, talented artists who just all they want to do is work and really create a good story and tell a story and create good projects and be part of something. It's really sort of magical to be on set and be around all that, and it's inspiring and it's fun.
On a project like that, because it'll come across as being very serious and dramatic and those kinds of things. Share with me a little funny story, something behind the scenes that people don't know.
Well, God, you know, the funniest for me is, like, you know, people are obsessed and love horror movies. This isn't specific to one of these projects, but they're so into horror movies, and a lot of people are like, my wife, she can't even watch a trailer for a horror movie because she'll have nightmares for weeks. But for me, when I see, you know, the scary sort of demon zombie girl crawling on the ground, coming at you with her head tweaked upside down and making crazy eyes, I go immediately to my experience in shooting scary movies, which is anything but scary, really. And I think about the poor actress saying, like, you know, at 3 a.m, doing her 75th take of the same shot and being like, oh, come on, guys, how many more zombie trips do we need to do? So it's just sort of all perspective and all funny, and I'm not jaded by it. I still really enjoy films when I do get scared because I know they've done an amazing job and really, you know, hooked me in. But God, what's a good story from this was just, I guess, you know, meeting. I've always been such a Wesley Snipes fan, and meeting him on set the day I did, he was just such a humble, sweet, great guy, and just true professional. I mean, you know, showed up, knew all of his stuff inside and out, had some really creative ideas that he implemented on set, and got it done. It's like, you know, it's good to see people who you admire and you admire their work and their you know, their sort of body of work as a career, and getting to meet them and seeing that there's a reason why, and it's because they work hard.
We're talking with Sam Daly about some of his upcoming projects. Obviously, Office Uprising comes out next month. Well, actually, tomorrow's February, so it'll come out in a couple weeks. Cutthroat City will be out as well, and you know, Madam Secretary is rolling on CBS, and obviously we're in season 4, and you know, it's just got to be such an honor to be part of a team that's put together such a great product and something that everybody is still wrapping their arms around and that kind of thing. What's been the one thing that's really kind of amazed you the most about that, and as your characters evolved and the show has changed so much?
Well, it's first of all, it's just really fun to play a super waspy pot lobbyist. I mean,
can't write that bucket list again. We're off the bucket list. Exactly. Got that under your way.
I'm literally I'm checking off my bucket list one at a time, my roles. But so, you know, it's funny though, because when people think marijuana lobbyists, they think, you know, sort of hippie stoner burnout. But really, these guys are the future politicians and leaders of the world. They're like in their three-piece suit. They are no bullshit. Sorry if I can't say that, but they are no BS. They are, and they really are lobbyists of the future. So just playing that and trying to, bring some legitimacy to pot, especially at a time when pot is in, the very forefront of the mainstream media and our culture. That was really fun. It was also great to just, be a part of a show that my dad has a leading role on. Of course, my dad, Tim Daly, plays Henry McCord on the show. We unfortunately don't get to work together at all on it. Our storylines don't really line up. That could be a possibility in the future. That would be really fun, and I hope we do get to. But really, just working with Patina Miller, who played Daisy, my ex-fiance on the show, and Jeffrey Arend, such great actors that we really have a good time on set, and we really, I just think, I hope that there's a lot more for Wynn Barrington. That's all I'm going to say, and it looks like that could come true.
That'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to see the show continue to roll on and just continue to pull back the curtain a little bit. And I don't know about you, but maybe it's the internet as well. It seems like shows like Madam Secretary and House of Cards, of course, kind of pull the curtain back on this sort of like, I don't know, just full of debauchery behind the scenes. And we all start to go, wait a minute, and start piecing together real life stories and things like that. The show kind of writes itself in some ways, right?
I mean, absolutely.
It's a shame that it does, but it does.
No, of course. It's like, nowadays in sort of the reality of real life politics is so crazy. It's like you couldn't make it up. So why write something made up when you can really pull from reality and make a fictional story based around real life events that can sort of make some sense out of it, or you can maybe take a look into the behind the scenes of it and see sort of the intricacies and the both the good and evil aspects that happen in politics.
I want to kind of close out with a little bit more talk about his personal life. Sam, of course, grew up with an acting family. His dad, Tim Daly, is obviously famous. We've all seen a Tim Daly film at one time or another, and a lot of traveling and things like that growing up. You really didn't start out wanting to really be in acting much, right? You kind of had other aspirations, like I don't want to do that. I want to do something else.
Oh no, I was sure I was going to be a Laker when I grew up. That's all I really.
Oh well, you look the part. You look the part.
Hey, I'm a 6'3" ginger, so it's like there's still hope. But
European League.
Yeah, I can go play in Euro.
You can play in Spain. You can play for Spain.
2 to 3. It could be 3 and D. But no, I used to make fun of my parents for making faces as a profession growing up. My mother, Amy Van Osten, is an amazing actress too, and my aunt Tim Daly is a very celebrated actress, and both of my dad's parents were actors, and I had no interest in it. And then as I got older, I went off to college and sort of experimented with a bunch of different subjects and economics and philosophy, but quickly I realized I was not going to be an economist or work in finance, and I took a film class, and I was like, wait, I get credit to watch my favorite movies and write about it? And I went and studied abroad in Prague and got to write and direct and act in my own movies, and that was it for me, man. I graduated, I went to Rhode Island to wait tables for a summer before moving out to LA, and I booked a role in this movie called The Education of Charlie Banks that had Jesse Eisenberg and Jason Ritter and Sebastian Stan and all these sort of young up-and-coming stars in it. And I caught the bug hard, and I've been doing it ever since. And I'm happy to say that I've now gotten to work with both of my parents professionally as an actor, and I'm getting ready this summer. It's a good sneak preview, but my dad and I are going to shoot our first film together. It's called Just Not Right, and it's about a dad that gets engaged to his son's ex-girlfriend. It's just not right.
That is just not right. That's outright wrong. Maybe that's what should be the subtitle. Just not right. It's just wrong. Wow, well. There you go. Sam and Tim will be together. I know you guys do a lot of work together, right? You guys do a YouTube series. You do animated voice work, that kind of thing. I mean, obviously, you guys are very, very close.
We are very close. It's been hard. My dad's, I still live out in L.A., but my dad moved to New York for the past 4 years to shoot Madam Secretary. That's where they shoot. So I'm sort of bi-coastal, bouncing back and forth for work and for family, but I'm home based in L.A. So, we do our YouTube series is called The Daily Show, The Real Daily Show, I should say, the DALY show. And we've done something like 18 episodes over the course of 7 years that we shoot it, and we shot it in my dad's apartment in L.A. When the craft service was whatever was in his pantry for that day. It was like zero budget, but we had so much fun that we would just bring on other actors or friends or people we had worked with. We had everyone from Whoopi Goldberg to Tom Bergeron to Nathan Fillion and Steven Weber for a Wings reunion. So, it's a blessing when you truly get to do something you love and you get to do it with the people you love. And I hope I get to do it for a long, long time.
I'll wrap up with a little bit more on the animated voice work. Obviously, I'm a pop culture total nerd inside. It's really sad, but it's true. So, is it really kind of cool to do voice work for something that kind of like is going to live on forever? Because let's face it, this animated Justice League, superheroes, Superman, the stuff that you and your dad have been doing, that stuff's going on forever. I mean, no, it never really stops, right? It's kind of like doing a Disney film. You'll know every time there's another 6-year-old, hey, let's pop Superman in, they're listening to your voice. It's got to be kind of an interesting, surreal thing when you're putting together a resume as an actor, but something like that doesn't really have a shelf life.
Oh, it's surreal, and it's just awesome. I mean, the first time I went in was to record Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox,
which is great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And I was in a room recording with Ron Perlman and Carrie Elways and Dana Delaney, and it was hard not to be starstruck by these people these actors who I respect so much and grew up watching their work and being able to work with them. It was so fun, but also I do have to admit that doing Superman is very revealing too, because I was telling somebody the other day, like 95% of it is really just guttural grunts and not making noises. It's basically sex noises. So, sort of.
Oh.
Maybe that's TMI, but really it's about 5% actual dialogue. It's mostly just quick acts of violence. But what has been fun too is beyond the films, I've gotten into a handful of theme park rides now, which is really interesting. I do the voice of Superman in the Six Flags Magic Mountain theme park ride, and I think I've done one in Houston and in St. Louis and one in China even, and it's on my bucket list to go. I still haven't yet gotten out to visit one of them, to ride the ride and see what it's like seeing Superman with me out there. So that's something I look forward to doing.
We will have to
do a lot more virtually.
We'll have to watch his Twitter feed for that. The other thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hook Sam up into the circuit to get him into like Comic-Con lands, and then he'll be down here for MegaCon in Orlando, and we'll get to hook up with you then, because that's a whole different culture too. Is people that want to like sign up for hours to get your signature of a voice of a character. It's a very surreal thing. Trust me, I've seen it.
So I went to my first Comic-Con in 2014, and it was the thing that was craziest to me was I was ready and expecting a whole bunch of children. There were no children.
No.
And they knew more about me than I did. It was really it was fascinating, and also I am a big fan of comics. In my son's room, I have a son. He's 10 months old. I have one of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cells.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That has the cool certificate of authenticity, and of course, he for his first Halloween had to dress up as Superman because we're trying to make him the first third generation Superman in the history of the
I know that's actually a really cool photo. I should see that. Sam Daly, Tim Daly, and Little Daly. That's good stuff. Owen Daly. There we go. That's it. Superman, Superboy. There is a Superboy in the comic book, so I guess we could just go that way. Awesome.
I like it.
Folks, it is a ton of great stuff. We're going to link to some of this stuff. You can catch trailers and get the release dates all hooked up for you. Cutthroat City. Obviously, Office Uprising we talk about comes out in a few weeks. And obviously, Madam Secretary, you're probably already watching on CBS, rolling along through season 4. It's great to catch up with Sam. We sure appreciate his time. So stay with us next time. We'll have another more stuff coming up.